Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to my channel. I've got a bit of a rant for you, so I'm just gonna jump right in and try and keep this as on track as I can. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of the most celebrated films of 2019. It currently has 10 Oscar nominations. Who knows how many it'll win, but it raked in almost $400 million worldwide, has a great Rotten Tomatoes score, people love it, it's a great movie, it's one of Quentin Tarantino's best, right? I've got problems with it. So the entire idea of the film is that it is supposed to be a fairy tale, a sort of fantasy in 1960s Hollywood at the end of its golden age, as Leonardo DiCaprio's character is an actor who is reaching the twilight days of his career, and his disgraced stuntman is going down with him. But of course, by the end, he gets to revive himself, and he gets a second wind, and, that's definitely a Hollywood fairy tale if there ever was one. And all of that stuff for the first 2 hours of the film, of this nearly 3-hour long movie, is really entertaining. I have to admit, I think Quentin Tarantino does an excellent job directing this material. I think the script is pretty much a non-story, but he does such a good job of making all of these scenes fun enough that you just want to hang out with the film. That's cool. That's fine. Whatever. My problem with the film comes from the ending, which I know a lot of people have talked about. A lot of people are putting up their defense articles and their defense videos, and I've watched them, and I get it. Actually, I don't. I think you people are fucking wrong, and that's what I'm here to tell you. The end of the film sees the Manson family going to make an attack on Sharon Tate, as happened in real life, but they swerve and go for Leonardo DiCaprio's character instead, and that, of course, leads to Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio killing the living hell out of these three people. That could be entertaining. It sure could. Listen, I am not averse to violence. I'm a huge horror film fan. I actually find that stuff really fascinating. And I think Quentin Tarantino is probably the one director that I think best uses violence. He manages to use some very graphic violence in a almost beautiful way. I mean, he really does. I am not going to knock Quentin Tarantino for using violence in his film. However, my problem is that I do not think that the violence makes sense thematically in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And here is why. Again, 2 hours of the film we spend being told this is a fairy tale, this is a fun fantasy. And then, as soon as the Manson family characters end up showing up at that around 2-hour mark as they go to make this attack, they are presented as the Three Stooges, basically. They look like these bumbling idiots that could not manage to open a can of tuna, the three of them combined. And we're supposed to go into this scene, or this whole sequence, with the knowledge that we have of what happened in real life. My problem with this is that the movie does not present these characters as those real life figures. The movie seems to be making fun of them, like, look at these stupid hippies. And then they get the living shit killed out of them. And my problem with it is that the film had plenty of opportunity. Again, nearly 3 hours. You could have had an opportunity in there to show how disturbing these people could be. Now, I don't necessarily want to have, a sequence in this film of them murdering other people. However, if they did, we would go, wow, those are some really messed up people. Someone needs to handle them. But that doesn't happen. So when we get that excessive amount of violence at the end, it's pretty much towards just some dumb young people. And I did just rewatch this last night, and I know that the characters sit there in the car and they're like, yeah, let's really kill, let's be crazy. And I really just think that, again, just shows how stupid they are. They just look dumb. They don't look like these calculating, cold killers. They look kind of like the actual characters, just really misguided young people who are pretty much brainwashed by a cult leader. And so that final sequence just doesn't really play right for me, because the entire movie is based around being this fantasy, yet in order for the end of the movie to work, you're supposed to bring in your own preconceived notions about reality, and that just doesn't work. That is what we call clashing, okay? That is a clash if I have ever seen one. We're living in a fantasy world. We're in a different reality. So in that reality, you need to give us a reason to want to see that sort of excessive violence played out against them, and that doesn't happen. See, I'm ranting, I'm raving, I'm getting hot. It annoys me because I just think that was a complete failure storytelling wise, and so many people are celebrating it. And I'm not saying you're wrong if you like that, or if you think that it was a good move, or if you just love the movie overall. I can understand that. I think it is a well-made movie. I think it's a terrible screenplay. I have no idea why it's nominated for Best Original Screenplay, but I'll get into that when I do my Oscar predictions video. It's just like, why wouldn't you use the opportunities that are already there in the movie to set up your ending? And I just watched a video that was like, the whole movie was set up. No, it's not. No, it's really not, because the whole movie is Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio driving around LA smoking cigarettes, listening to old music, talking about old westerns on TV, because this is a goddamn Quentin Tarantino movie, who is the king of nostalgia if there ever was one, and that's all he cares about. Alright, I'm done. I feel like if I just keep going, I'm just gonna keep talking in circles. I think you get my point, you get what I mean. This is my problem with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and it's really a problem for me, only because I think it could have so easily not been a problem, but the movie itself just doesn't play by its own rules properly. This is the ultimate case, in my opinion, of having your cake and eating it too. And I know I wouldn't sell a damn screenplay doing this same stuff. I don't know, am I alone here? Feel free to hit me up in the comments, let me know what you think. If you disagree, that's totally cool. I'm not saying you're wrong, that's not the point of this video. It's not to say any one person is right or wrong when you are judging a subjective form of art. Everyone has their own opinion, so I'm just using my channel to let my opinion be known. I'm just a little surprised to see as much love come to this movie because of the problems with it, but again, that's just me. My name's Nick, this is Watch This Now. Thank you so much for watching this video and making it all the way to the end of my angry rant. I appreciate it. So yeah, feel free to share this with your friends if they also have problems, or if you just want to drag the hell out of me. Subscribe to Watch This Now. Be on the lookout for future videos, and I'll see you in my next one.